Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 2 of our double header today between Tornel and Dragondarch. I am PH Stom. I'm joined today by Magic, who called the last race. And Tornel just pulled out the first one. And we'll see if Dragondarch can pull back into this. This is an elimination matchup, best of 3. So Dragondarch is win or go home. Whereas Tornel needs one more win, with either this one or the next match, to move on in our bonus extra, let's not call it losers bracket, to try and get back into this and see who's going to try and take this whole tournament.
Orphan, that's who.
Orphan. Clever name, considering what happened. And it made perfect sense what Dragondarch was talking about in the interview post game 1. And we are off. Dragondarch already having a sizable lead over Tornel, who didn't reset his splits. All right, starting off with Shell Flute. Yeah. All right, we have a Shell Flute and Love Pendants. Very fun way to start off this seed.
Man, so is Dragondarch an hour behind, or is Tornel, did he get a you know what, rolling with it, whatever?
I feel good that Dragondarch's definitely going to finish with a faster time in this at this point.
There's an extremely high chance here, starting right off the bat, that they're going to the ocean here. When you see a Shell Flute and an item like a Love Pendant, you've got a really high chance that that's going to be the item that you need to talk to the boat owner. So
absolutely.
It's either that or you're going to get something from the Queen. Now, I've been wrong before, and I've thought that I had everything I needed to get onto the ocean, and then I go to the Queen, and I get, like, Windmill Key, and then I go to the boat owner, and he wants a completely different item. So I've been thwarted.
Well, we're going to find out, because Tornel's going to check right away. Yes, boat access. Whereas Dragondarch is gambling on the Queen room. Immediate divergence. Gotta love it.
And a hazmat suit from the Queen. So not necessary on the ocean, but it is something that they're going to need to grab. And that also tells us there's a pretty high chance we're either going to get a Windmill Key in the waterway or a Sword of Fire.
Indeed. Yeah. They are very rapidly already running out of locations that can open up anything else. So it has to be some kind of access.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said,
I guess that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Windmill Key or Sword of Fire at this point. And Sword of Fire, what do you know?
Indeed. And under this flag set, that's going to open up any fire barrier, those ice walls, so giving them immediate access to that waterfall cave.
So, Tornel...
And the back of... Yeah.
Tornel, skipping the Queen there, was able to grab his hazmat suit on the way through. Because the routing just ended up working out perfectly that way. And Dragondarch is right behind him.
Absolutely. And relatively, inexpensive. I didn't actually catch the price on those boots. I thought it was a fairly low number.
Which makes them pretty expensive.
Okay.
So no route divergence yet. Both guys heading. Oh, it was 97. Okay, both guys heading straight for the waterfall cave.
Yeah, well, I'd say it's route convergence.
Well, it never really diverged to begin with.
One of them went to boat immediately. One went to Queen, but it's inconsequential, really.
But we got a medical herb in the first mimic chest there. That's a beautiful find. And this golem is playing all-star defense.
Yeah. Definitely keeping his head in the game.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a little weird to have a golem that threw his head, regrew a new head, and threw it. That was a little bit different, a little bit out there, conceptually.
It's actually got a Weeble inside of it. And so whenever you pull the top off, the next one just pops right up. It's right there.
Okay. It's like a Pez dispenser.
Could be.
An evil Pez dispenser.
An evil Pez. Spencer. And we did have a divergence here because Tornel went to the left and Dragondarch went to the right. And of course, as I say that, Tornel hit his button so quick I couldn't even read what was in that chest.
It was a broken statue.
Okay, so that tells us we have a very high likelihood here that we're going to come across that glowing lamp in the change spell here. Pretty
Indeed.
cool. Oh,
How about a flight spell?
Okay.
That's going to open up, you know, and then Dragondarch gets the broken statue.
So, to end the argument here and now, do you go right or left first? You always go right first.
Left. Oh, right.
No,
yes.
You do not go left. You go to the right. That is the reason right there. So Dragondarch's going to check Rage here. And if Rage doesn't want Sword of Fire, he does want to know if there's a flyer in the area because that'll get him a couple of extra checks. Fire is out of the question, but is there a flyer?
And yes.
Yep, there sure is. Hi, boy.
Indeed. Fairly recently found, I believe by you. Didn't you find this one?
No, that was Steve actually did that on accident.
Ah.
Now, I was the first one to show it off in a race.
Okay.
Steve's the one that found that. He actually was running a test on something in the area. And, like I said, he was running a test on something in the area. And his, he left it running, and then an enemy just came and knocked him up, and he was like, huh.
It's a way to check that answering service without giving Rage the sword. See if Tornel does the same. Yep, Tornel absolutely doing the same. Ah, evil, evil, evil.
The bird hit him with the projectile instead of hitting him with his body, and the projectile sent him to the right.
Oh my god, that's classic.
That was awesome. Thanks, board. You made my day.
Dragondarch has found flail guys going through this Mount Saber West. Gonna make its way down and go onto the Bryn Mawr area.
Yeah, he's got a full clear of this area here.
Yeah, that hazmat suit doesn't have insect flute, doesn't have telepathy, so can't really use it too extensively yet. But
but he can full clear Mount Saber South. He can actually full clear Mount Saber North, except potentially the boss. He can get the item out of Aurelius' basement, and he can use a pair of warp boots and tell you goodbye and get whatever Tornel's got for him.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of checks here. It's logical. Hey, there's that teleport spell. Yeah.
Now he definitely has access to Saber North. Oh, and
all right.
change.
Change at the Angry Sea.
Change is at the Whirlpool spot.
And with them already having half of that formula, you got to think that might come up. Hey, there's that Inspect Flute. I don't think Dragondarch got that, right?
No, he has not been back to Portoa yet. So those are things he does not have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes that area that Dragondarch's already doing a lot more appealing. Hey, Sword of Water!
I'll take it.
Absolutely.
So we got immediately the divergence here between the two runners sees Tornel picking up information that the change spell is there, and he got the insect flute. So when he makes his way over to Bryn Mawr, he actually can do a little bit more there.
Whereas Dragondarch is taking his lack of information and lack of insect flute and just going ahead and dealing with Mount Saber West.
These tomatoes are trying really hard. Hey, if you like raw tomato, man, that's all you.
I don't like it flying in my face because that usually means I did a bad job at something.
Like
Tornel. No, something I would actually do a bad job at. I always do an excellent job telling jokes.
All right, crowd, that's up to you. I'll let you answer that. So Dragondarch's going to make a quick checkup here. He's probably going to end up wild warping out because he is poisoned. Now, there is an eyeball there. He could have actually flown. He could have actually flown up.
Oh, there's telepathy. There is the rest of it. That makes that full swamp just so much more viable.
Yes.
Except Dragondarch doesn't have the flute yet.
Right. He needs to go back to Portoa, which he's... No,
Yeah.
never mind. He went to Amazonas. He wants to finish clearing Saber South.
But now that Tornel has that telepathy spell, probably going to be one of his next stops.
Right. Now, I'm pretty sure at this point he did not go and pick up that Sword of Water yet from Marilis' basement.
He has not. Now, but he has that which one has the information? It was Tornel that got the information from Portoa, right?
Yes, Dragondarch.
So that might just be a routing decision at that point, thinking that at some point soon he's going to pick up that glowing lamp, going to be able to go fly out and get the change spell, and only have to go to Amazones once.
Well, he's in for a bit of a rude one.
A little bit.
Especially if the insect is water weak.
It's true. Or if the other half of that glowing lamp equation is, well, I guess it can't really be waterlocked because flight. So
it could be waterlocked.
Yeah, if it's a weakness. Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
That's a ball of wind.
Yeah, not useful yet. These guys are right by each other.
So the reason that one of the streams is darker than the other is actually because one's playing on console and the other's playing on the emulator, and the emulator is brighter than the console is. There's some kind of color correction or something that's going on there. Ooh, more flail guys here on the way to Tornel.
Yeah, only didn't seem to really do much to interfere. Oh, I spoke too soon.
Yeah, that first one's in a location that's easy to skip. That second one, not as much.
Yeah.
Both of them are like, eh.
And just an antidote. And not even going to check to see what bracelet is needed. Dragondarch's like, nope. I don't have any. I'm not close to it. I don't even bother. And Tornel takes down the flail guy.
Yeah, that'll cost him a minute or so. So now Dragondarch's going to go get his insect flute and knowledge of change. I believe Athena just had an antidote, which didn't matter.
Yes.
Pretty inconsequential. Oh, so Tornel opted to go straight up the mountain without going to Bryn Mawr. So if he can't leave here, he actually has to walk back out.
Ooh, yeah.
That's going to cost him some time, honestly.
Yeah, especially with no actual sword options here. Like, he can't check water to see if he can defeat some of these enemies that otherwise couldn't. Easily, at least.
So Dragondarch, getting his insect flute, knows exactly where he needs to go. He's heading straight to the swamp at this point. Telepathy, insect flute. He's got 2 swords. He has warp boots to be able to get out of the stomp fight. He's going to do a full clear of that swamp and have everything there done right. And, honestly, we'll probably actually see him warp to... He might warp to Amazonas if he has anything left to do in the area. Like if he gets a bracelet or if maybe he wants to go to Saber North. Because you don't have to warp to Leaf. You can go to any town where you spawn on the north end. That means Amazonas, Sahara, and Leaf puts you at the top part of the bottom part of the map, which is how that actually works. Tornel going to pick up his sword of water right here. And there it is.
Indeed.
Dragondarch, meanwhile, the first one to enter into the swamp. He's also going to be the first one to shove the kid in his pocket. That pollen pod tried really hard.
It was close. And now we get to find out what happens if we've got weaknesses for this bug.
Oh, he was off by a pixel to be able to hit the next boss right there at the beginning.
Yeah, it is a weak to water. And so it's a good thing Tornel picked up that sword.
And this flying green tomato is not having any of it. Sometimes that insect just doesn't spawn at all, that green mosquito, but this time he was right here ready to go. And he did nearly half his health in a single bop.
Yeah, but not enough, and Dragondarch picks up a medical herb. Not the greatest prize, but, you know, it's one less thing.
Hey, got that insect flute out of his inventory.
In true. And a magic
Another
ring.
consumable.
And this is... Theo's Pendants is not the worst thing early on, but not really so
fantastic at this point. That
it's
is a
true.
beautiful thing. So here's the deal. Saber North is going to contain our glowing lamp, but because they need that in order to get past Swan, they have to find that glowing. So
there is one other possibility though, and they
right
could get it. They could actually get a direct warp straight there if they get that Sword of Thunder.
That is also a possibility.
Because that's going to open up, obviously, the entire Swan, the back of Oasis and Mount Hydra.
Well, we're going to Saber North.
Yep.
Got to do the rabbit skip here, because no one wants to go and trigger the leaf kidnapping if you don't have to.
Yeah.
And, you know, being experienced speedrunners, the motions for doing that are just basically hard-coded into us at this point. The muscle memory is so ingrained. Whoop! Right through.
Indeed. Dragondarch showing off. Absolute pro with that.
Yeah, for those of us that run the vanilla speedrun, that is we have to do that so often that it just becomes, you know, second nature. You don't think about it. You just do. Now, if you have speed boots on, it's not that simple because the timing isn't there.
Yeah.
Found that out the other day.
All right. Dragondarch makes his way into the inside of the caves. And Tornel is going to be right on his tail, just probably about a minute or so behind at this point. After, gotta check that fight with me first.
It's gonna kind of depend on if he decides to do that. I mean, he may just opt to go straight there, or no, he's gonna go.
No, he's coming.
I don't know if he has a pair of warp boots though. Oh, he does. Okay, never mind. We're good. Now let's see if he warps to Amazonas, knowing he's gonna have to go to Saber North, or not knowing, but figuring. Nope, he opted to go to Leaf. Not brave enough.
Nope.
Not wanting to run the risk of burning his warp boots and not having it work.
And I can only hope that since they've taken my license plates away from me, that they don't, you know, use that paralysis spell on me later on and try and, you know, steal my lunch money or something.
No, no one wants to steal your lunch money. That's Beto's job.
And Water Sword is still not the sword that Rage wants, so it's down to one of the last two for that. I don't think Dragondarch actually did that check.
I don't think he did either, but this flail guy is making sure he's not going anywhere fast.
It's true.
So Tornel, not realizing he can go to Saber North, a little confused as to what he can do at this point.
Yep.
So yeah, Saber North is not on his radar at the moment.
It's weird too because like he actually has everything even to do it without the glitches.
Correct.
Like he can actually trigger everything normally.
There he goes. Looks like he figured it out.
But of course, in this flag set, you can, as we saw Dragondarch do, glitch your way straight through. No problems.
All right, so here in the prison, we're going to come across our final item here on Saber North. And there's the glowing lamp.
Yep.
So Dragondarch's going to check to see. He wants to know what Kelbesk is weak to.
Yep. And 50% chance he has the right weapon. And with 14 scaling, it's definitely a fight you want to go ahead and try and do now if you can.
Tornel going to opt to fly up the mountain instead of going through the caves to get all the items. He's going to start by making his check on Kelbesk.
Oh, wow. High five.
Well, it's not fire.
It is water.
All right, well, let's see. Tornel's got a slight scaling advantage here. Dragondarch saying, no thanks. I'll come.
And Tornel's going to go ahead and knock it out.
He's going to try.
Well.
No guarantees.
Yeah, that's hitting hard.
Oh, well,
he's got a lot of herbs.
He got plenty of healing, but Kelbesk is not being friendly.
When is he ever?
Woohoo!
Dragondarch finding out rage does not want water sword.
And it looks like he's gonna make his way back onto the ocean here. He's gonna turn in the gold statue there and get his change spell, and he'll be off to the other side of the world real.
Indeed.
Oh, Tornel is out of healing. Oh, and he gets it on the last shot.
Oh, there we go. Nice. Just a fruit of power, but that is one objective down. And now he has to go find that glowing lamp.
Is that floating jump a glitch? No, that is the flight spell, which they received real early in the sea.
Yep. They were managed to find that in the waterfall cave, probably in the first 5 minutes of run.
Yeah, that Kelbesk fight cost him a fair amount of resources, and it wasn't particularly fast, but hey, you know what? He doesn't have to come back. And if he gets the key to prison, he can come in the backside and get that check right away.
Yeah. And all he has to do is hope that maybe Dragondarch forgets to fight Kelbesk. Because, that happens to some runners.
Yeah,
not usually Dragondarch, though, but...
Ooh, man, these axe throwers. Tornel wanting some of that experience, but those axe throwers had other ideas.
Yeah, but he does get level 5 out of it. Dragondarch, meanwhile, is going to go ahead and take advantage of this access and is going straight back to Pyramid. Head through Sahara, pick up that flag. Probably picks up, whatever's on Deo.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
In chat for Tornel, taking the death there, getting blasted by that flail.
That's unfortunate. He's going to have to pick up a few things again. Deo just had an antidote, so no big deal there, and Dragondarch is making his way through.
Yeah, Dio hasn't had a lot of anything in the last few runs. He's been pretty dry of late. In fact, he had a fruit of lime in the last one. He had the worst item in the game in the last run. It was so bad, in fact, that Tornel reset the game and said, "You keep it."
Yeah, and one less scaling works in his favor at that point, so...
Tornel does not have to kill Kelbesk again. He actually went and set the checkpoint inside of the prison after that, so he's good to go. He just has to go and make this other check here, because he already knows that the other location is bunk.
And Dragondarch has found our first Mimic, and that Mimic really almost destroyed Dragondarch. It tried really hard.
Well, he's going to probably kill it another 3 or 4 times here. He wants the gold.
I think he also wants revenge, but yes, he also wants the money.
Yeah, the gold is going to be pretty important. He does have the teleport spell, so he doesn't need it for warp boots, but definitely a lot of in-stops and plenty of healing, because they may have to, opt to take on some bosses without a lot of equipment. And you saw Tornel just burn through a bunch of medical herbs to take down a boss.
Absolutely. And picked up a statue of Onyx back there. Also managed to get level 5 again. Lost it because of the death. And don't blink, people. 15 scaling. This is not going to last terribly long, as Dragon 1 does not have iframes. It's actually lasted a little bit longer than I thought it would.
Well, he was probably only doing 2 damage a hit. And the Psycho Armor, Fred!
Yeah. Who rolled this? Oh, wait, you rolled this.
What is that? An antidote?
So Pyramid not the answer to what comes next, but there's still a lot out there. And Dragondarch seems like he's going to go check out the Oasis Cave and the back of Goa Fortress.
Let's go check Carmine's basement. Last seed, Carmine's basement contained 2 mimics and 3 consumables. Can today's seed compete?
It's hard to do worse, but hey, guess what? There's a second mimic.
Well, we're well on our way. Tornel finishing off Mount Saber North. And he's going to make his way out onto the open. And there's a ball of thunder.
Indeed. Will be handy once we get that sort of thunder, but for now, it's just a thing.
Yep, dead weight in the inventory until we find that sword.
Yeah, +1 scaling too, so
Oh, scaling.
but you're never going to tear it down.
And a ball
Hey,
of water.
speaking of another balls, they come in pairs now.
Isn't that the way they should normally come?
How I understand it.
Perfect. Then we're doing it right.
Mm-hmm. And Tornel has now finally picked up his chain spell and is going on. Unfortunately, he's just finding more and more behind at this point, it seems like. It's a fairly linear siege. Dragondarch picked up the Windmill Key, by the way.
So that's a windmill key. The windmill key provides them with access to 5 items in there, plus an extra boss, once they get the wind sword to be able to full clear it. Until then, it's three checks from the front, plus the item that you get normally from the refresh location.
Indeed. But he's going to keep on going into Goa Fortress and check out Carmine's basement. Carissa plant needed for Kinzu.
Don't have that yet.
Nope.
Dragondarch gonna go ahead and make a checkpoint here in Carmine's room, just in case he finds the Sword of Thunder. He can always reset back, pick up the rest of the chests, fight Carmine, and then grab the Sword.
Or if he finds a bunch of junk. Oh, that's a Sword of Thunder, but how about a Sword of Wind?
And I believe he already has the Ball of Wind, which means that's a level 2 sword. Look at that.
Absolutely. And finishes up with that Windmill Key. He's going to be able to get everything out of that cave.
Yep, that entirely puts that into logic. Key to
Stixie!
That's an extra 6 checks.
Yeah. They're going to have lots of options, and that's a Mimic. Number 3.
So now we get to see what Carmine's weak to. One can only hope it's thunder, right?
Yeah, when is he ever weak to thunder?
Well, it's water today. So we're not going to see a lot of stabbing on Carmine here, not without the barrier spell. If you try to stab him from the front, he just blasts you in the face with those fireballs.
Indeed. 21 scaling, not going to be too bad.
Ooh, wow, man. That wasn't a medical herb there, Dragondarch. Good effort.
Oops. You have a lot of herbs. None of them heal you. So you need to be careful. Luckily, knows that pattern, and Carmine goes down.
And a Flute of Lime is his reward. That means we can finish the Waterfall Cave and get some hints as to what we have inside of the Crystalis Fog Lamp.
Indeed. And a Fruit of Power. And so, yeah, he's going to go ahead.
He's going to go to Evil Spirit Island is what he's going to do.
Yeah, he is.
With 9 items in there? Yeah, I'm going to Evil Spirit Island too.
9 items plus a required boss. Get it out of the way. Definitely smart play. Taking advantage of that wind sword. And Tornel just now fighting Dragon 1. It seems to me that Dragondarch has just kicked it into overdrive compared to the last game. There is no question right now who has the lead in this race.
Well, Tornel's taking some deaths there. That hurt him a little bit. Dragondarch opting to do some grinding here on these turtles. The turtles they basically don't really move much, and being a vanilla speedrunner again, This is a lengthy grind that you do for 2 full levels, so it's complete muscle memory to just plow through them.
Oh yeah, no. When I was playing this game vanilla as a scrapping young man in my preteens, I ground. Sometimes I would actually use that spot to grind all the way to 16. It was not ideal. It was wild.
160 experience at a time going and getting the, like, let's see, 50,000, 40,000, 30,000, 20,000.
I didn't say it was the best call. I just said it's what I did. Because I got full health, I got full magic, and I didn't have to worry about leveling for the rest of the game. Yeah, I was not a speedrunner.
It's a nice way to spend 3 hours as a kid. And there's a ball of fire.
Yes, and another mimic. I think we've had at least 2 more mimics now. We're either at 4 or 5.
I don't know. I'm not keeping track. Gozen!
Yeah, Gozen was in chat. I saw him earlier, but he hasn't been posting in chat, so I assumed that he's like off somewhere else now. So we have an unspecified number of mimics found.
We have number of mimics.
Mm-hmm.
So just in case this is the Sword of Thunder, it's a mimic.
Nah.
Dragondarch setting a checkpoint there in Zombie Town. Tornel picking up his ball of thunder. These zombies are all in the way. Get out of the way, zombies!
Yeah, but Dragondarch has made his way into Sabera's castle. And make his way to see what this chest is back here.
Want to take a guess? You got about 3 seconds. 3.
Fruit of Reaping.
1. You are no fun.
I am not
Fruit
fun.
of Lime. Oh.
How about another mimic?
All right. Goes and wins. And that mimic getting the poison off. Dragondarch resetting out.
Yeah, don't blame there.
So Tornel's going to make his way here into Carmine's basement himself. Going to pick up his Sword of Wind. Probably going to kill
Carmine.
Carmine.
Yeah. Yeah. Doing basically exactly what Dragondarch did just a couple minutes later at this point.
So I can't tell. Is that a sword charge glitched fire? I don't think he picked anything up Dragondarch did. Is that a sword charge glitched fire? It might be.
I don't know.
I assume it is until I see him open his inventory again. Dragondarch killed the vampire in like 3 seconds. I didn't even see it. Didn't see what he got.
I missed it as well.
And there's the recover spell. And there is the Sword of Wind for Tornel. Oh, the snipe. Gonna drain about half his total MP.
All right, Dragondarch has initiated the fight with Sabera. And
she's weak to thunder.
Water.
Or, I mean, I'm sorry, water. She's weak to water. Tornel discovering that Carmine is weak to water. He's going to go ahead and do the fight himself. So, 26 scaling for Sabera is going to put her somewhere around 250 to 280 HP. It's going to be a little bit of a lengthy fight here for Dragondarch.
Yep. Especially if Sabera keeps on heading off screen like that.
Nice double hit for Stom there with the level 2 shot on Carmine. Once again...
You mean Tornel? Because I'm Stom.
Yeah. You guys and your names from the game got me all screwed. Dragondarch, once again, realizing he did not have healing. Those antidotes tricking him. But he is able to take down Sabera.
Maybe. Yep, he has healing now. And is going to check Clark Kent's on his way out. Or not. Wait, and it is. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sure, right, whatever. And a mirror shield.
Not something you really want to miss right now, but was at least missable if you had passed it by.
Tornel getting sniped.
Oh my
again.
goodness.
Needing to use that fruit of power there.
Oh, goodness. And is on his way out. So, let's see what Tornel does next. It looks like he's heading straight for that windmill. Gonna get a different path here from what Dragondarch did.
Yep, Dragondarch, meanwhile, goes and checks Brokahana. Gets a, that was a Sacred Shield. And he's gonna go check the Flute of Lime here to see what's in the Fog Lamp and Carissa plant kit.
Yeah, can't blame him too much for that.
Nope. Oh, giving the little girl a hug on the way through. What a nice guy.
Aww.
I mean, she is there all alone. She does need a hug now and then. These turrets. Barrier. Tornel got something. I didn't see what it was, but he didn't seem particularly excited about it. Oh, it was a warrior ring.
I'd say he's excited about that.
Yeah? It was a warrior ring.
Yep. And he's also doing display that a lot of people have started doing.
Oh, where... there's a power ring.
Oh, wow. Okay. So much like your race last night, we have split the difference.
So, Dragondarch picks up the power ring on Akahana.
Tornel picks up Blizzard Bracelet from the
Sure
vampire.
Did.
And Dragondarch is going to Mount Hydra. Actually, he's headed to Chiron.
Well, he's going to set the warp point there. He's going to pick up the item from Zebu.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to make his way up Hydra, probably. I mean, he does have the Stixie key, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he does, I believe.
Hey, I saw you on screen for a second there. Hey, I saw you on screen again.
Yeah.
There's a tornado bracelet.
And there's another mimic.
Sure did.
Oh, got to be like 8 or 9 mimics right now. Like, if Gozen was on comms, he would be like so excited right now.
That's because
he's
Gozen
not,
cares.
so who cares?
Gozen cares. I don't. I much more care about when there's, you know, a skipped chest that comes back to bite you. Or, you know, something great. That's what I commentate for those kind of moments.
Not like that 9th or 10th mimic we just found on Hydra. Nope, not at all.
Heading into Stixie Dragondarch here. Tornel, meanwhile, instead of using change, he just opts to clip through the guards. And that shadow on the stairs there on Dragondarch's side. What an all-star.
Yep. That Dragondarch is making his way into here. It feels like it's closer than it is. I have to keep reminding myself that Dragondarch's already done all of Evil Spirit Island and Sabera.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. Warp boats. We are still bowless, by the way. Consumable. And a flame bracelet.
That's a fantastic find.
Absolutely.
Flame bracelet has quickly become my favorite for a lot of things since it now has power. It was always good, but it now has power that it didn't used to have, and that makes it really super low mana cost, very strong, battle armor.
Yep, Axeman spot. And so far, no real progression back here. Just another consumable, but nice to have items. So we have one left in Stixie.
Ooh, Tornel's going to go up the other side of Hydra first. Here we go.
You
So
gotta wonder if he's thinking about last race.
Yeah, this move last race got him the flight spell before Dragondarch. This time it might get him, I don't know.
And it's just a consumable. 60 was mostly a bust.
Flame Bracelet's a good thing to find, and Battle Armor's never a bad thing when you get higher level.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so yeah, not too bad, but at the same time, definitely gonna lift up that scaling a little bit, and none of its progression, so it goes either way.
Dragondarch's gonna go and smash Kelbesk now.
Absolutely. Yeah, this shouldn't take a whole lot.
He's got a power ring. He's not concerned.
Yeah.
Tornel, I believe, grabbed a consumable there on Goes and Ledge.
I believe you're correct, yeah.
Just absolutely shredding Kelbesk there. And another
Mimic.
So the power ring in the base game adds 1 to your level per adds 1 to damage per level that you have. Mm-hmm. So like right now, if he's level 8, it would be adding 8 damage. What it does in the randomizer is it increases your power based on the power of your sword. So if you have just a base sword, it adds 2 damage. If you have a ball, it adds 4. And if you have a bracelet, it adds 8 damage. So
it basically doubles it, but that's mainly because of the way that the numbers work out for the swords.
Right. It straight doubles your sword damage, but it has nothing based on your level. It's actually now completely, entirely based on your sword's strength.
Right. So with level 9, they're basically getting almost the same amount of power that they would have gotten in vanilla game. But at level 16, they're not absurdly broken.
Correct.
Just somewhat broken.
It's half as strong at 16.
Yeah. If there was anything that I could go back in time and tell young Stom about in this game, it probably would have been exactly how broken that was. Because I'm pretty sure that he favored unfortunate items like the iron bracelet.
Oh,
iron necklace.
Dragondarch making a check on Rage. Rage wants the Sword of Thunder. Nope.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to bring the thunder, man.
Oh, that one hurt.
Well, it's only 3 checks that have failed now, so... Yeah. And Dragondarch taking out his rage with a full shot on that door. Tornel is going to go up to Stixie now and finds a couple of nice things that probably is not exactly what he really wants.
Right. Dragondarch smashed Kelbesk, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that one off.
Indeed. I'm pretty much getting repeat information at this point. Right. No, wait. Dragondarch is a Carissa plant cave.
That's an extra consumable, nothing special there. But now we get... Yeah. Well, he has a Flute of Lime, if I'm not mistaken. I'm surprised he didn't go and hand that in. No, he does not. He did not get it.
Dragondarch? He's already used it.
He did?
Yeah, we found out about
that's right, it was Barrier. That's right, it was Barrier. Now, you are correct. So that's what he was doing. He was going looking for Barrier. Now, here's the thing. What I don't know is, I know that Sword and Magic are on the same tier, and it's checking from back to front. That Sword of Thunder might actually be hidden in this cave at the front.
It's true.
And, the Barrier could be sitting at the Fog Lamp location.
Yeah. And the other thing is, we still have no bows. We have access to almost all of the world at this point, outside of what Thunder Sword unlocks for us, which of course is a lot of Goa Fortress. And
all of Goa Fortress.
Pretty much the rest of Goa Fortress.
Well,
there's that barrier spell, so that's probably it.
Well, he's got 2 more checks, and it's also possible it could be the turn-in item he's looking.
Yeah. Hey! There we go!
That. Can you imagine?
He almost worked out. He thought about it.
He tried. There's that Sword of Thunder.
Now the question is, that last check in there. Because you know he's going to orphan that for a while. That's the only intelligent play.
At this point, the only way he would possibly go back there is if it's, say, the last turn-in item he needs and the final bow is on that. Yeah. That's the only way he's going back. There would be no reason to go back. He is in bow and go mode at this point.
Absolutely. And if that had been one of the bows, that would have been the hint instead of barrier, correct?
Correct.
And I have to admit, I am surprised that Sword of Thunder was not the clue, though. I guess that's just me not fully understanding how that algorithm works.
So it checks for the Carissa Meadow, then the Fog Lamp spot, then checks front to back.
Okay.
So the first thing it came across was barrier.
Okay. And since that last spot is the Fog Lamp spot, it would have checked that first. So it has to be a turn-in or a consumable or
a mimic.
One of the last mimics. Tornel did pick up his power ring, by the way. So has joined the club with Dragondarch. I hope he didn't have anything important to say to Kelbest 2 because he gone.
Well, that's Storm Bracelet.
Yeah.
Now, what I don't know is if Dragondarch ever picked up his Blizzard Bracelet. He did not. Okay, I've seen that. Tornel must have grabbed an alarm flute. Looks like he's going.
Hey, look where Dragondarch's going.
Hey, he's in Sabera's area.
Oh my God!
Son.
Oh wow! Twofer. It isn't. Oh no, that was Truth last time, but still a bow spot. And no, he didn't miss it this time.
That wasn't Truth last time.
Oh, that wasn't Truth last time. Oh, okay. It was early.
Yeah, you got the wrong chest. Now, Truth could still be in the same chest.
Truth could absolutely. Oh, what? Oh my goodness!
God, really?
Oh, wow.
In Sabera 2's area? Come on, game.
Well, you know, they've had access to every other area except this. Man, if that had been Bow of Truth, if that had been Bow of Truth, wow.
I'm glad it wasn't. I'm actually glad it wasn't. I hope Kensu and Swan is holding on to the Bow of Truth.
And honestly, at this point, Tornel's probably hoping it's in one of these out of the way places. Get some speed boots.
Found speed boots, good find. Now, however, he is still considerably behind at this point.
Absolutely is. He needs that Bow of Truth to be in a trolley location that he finds offhand first.
He's finally making his way to Evil Spirit Island.
Well, we know it's not there. But it's still something he needs to do.
Dragondarch finds out that Sabera is weak to water, and that's the one bracelet he doesn't have, so he's going to go and Sword Charge glitch that one real quick. Looked like the last time he Sword Charge glitched, he was level 7. Because now he's level 10.
Yeah. A completely fresh level 10. Tornel picks up a shield ring, which, who cares?
Yep, and certainly not him.
Dragondarch charging up that sword glitch for Sabera 2. 37 scaling, Sabera 2 is very high defense. I know that.
She's probably got almost 400 HP at this point.
But Dragondarch is getting some really good shots off, and that shows because Sabera 2's down. Just a consumable, though.
A good one, though.
Yeah.
There's Tornel's Flame Bracelet.
Indeed. Oh my god. Oh wow.
Alright, so now there's no more chests that are going to be checked at this point. We're going straight to Mado. And this one's going to be over.
And then, yeah, Mado, then Mado.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Can mark, yeah, both of the bosses for Dragondarch, and yeah.
Yeah, this one's going to be...
He's going to sub out of the seed.
This was a linear seed. It was
incredibly linear.
Much more linear than the last. Anything that you did that was off the beaten path didn't matter.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say this is a somewhat linear seed, but like if you followed the path of requirements, then you got everything. So it wasn't like they locked everything behind requirements, but still linear enough. Mado 2, weak to fire. This shouldn't take terribly long.
Yeah, he's already dead. Once you see him open up that quickly, you know that he's almost dead. Oh, but he burns an opal statue.
Oof.
He was one hit away from...
Ouch.
Yeah, that was all 3 bows within about 5 chests.
Yeah.
Tornel grabs his ivory statue. You can go turn that in, get the Sacred Shield from Brokahana if he so desires.
And Dragondarch doing the right thing and not waking up anyone who's taking a nap.
He also sword charge glitches to water just in case, but nope, not today. Is it fire as well? It is not.
No.
He is wind weak.
This is probably the worst one to be weak against, but at least he doesn't move as fast as Mado 2.
Well, the good thing about this one is if you're in the correct location when he moves and you shoot the shot off, you can get about 5 hits across the screen on him.
Yeah. And that was enough anyways, even though I don't think he really got too many of those good shots off. But Tornel is now taking on Sabera 1, but Dragondarch is...
He's making his final end stop here, and he's heading off. He's done.
Absolutely. He has cleared everything. Yeah. Once it's marked on the tracker, it's going to be very different from Tornel's. It's just...
It's been marked on the tracker. It's just not updating. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, it's... happens sometimes, but... Just one of those seeds where it's like, Dragondarch shows his execution, and this was just execution heavy, period.
His combat skill is pretty top notch. Doesn't get much better.
Yeah, I know he was absolutely one of the favorites in this tournament coming in, along with, of course, yourself and, basically anyone who's still left in it at this point. So,
there's a lot.
It's a daunting challenge to beat him, and it's an even more daunting challenge to beat him 2 times in 3 matches.
Absolutely. Yeah, everyone that's left is an extremely capable runner. There are no slouch. Yes.
No stomps left.
This tournament was full of quality people from the beginning.
It's true.
And it's hard to keep going, and getting further and further in if you're not good. You don't get to this point in the tournament by not being good.
Yeah, K-File, give yourself more credit than that.
That's okay. It's K-Foul.
Okay,
K-Foul,
so we got 1 scrub that came through. Thanks, K-Foul.
K-Foul has labeled himself as he is. Remember, those are his words, not ours. Wow, the one cycle. Kapow.
Yeah, with that
Dragondarch
power bracelet
smashing.
and leg storm, bam.
Yeah, this one's done. Put a fork in it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like honestly like the difference between these two as far as time goes, we might as well have left the bad timer up for Tornel. It feels like it's that large of a gap in between these two runners right now. And Tornel finally picks up his barrier spell.
And now he's about to come across that Sword of Thunder.
Yep.
Tornel did take game one. Oh, wait! He's... Okay, he's going to grab it. Oh, or not.
Yeah.
Wait, yep, there.
There you go.
He's got to be sitting there going, how did that get past?
Yeah.
Because he never had that on his radar. You know, there was no reason to think that the Sword of Thunder was there, but that's the way that it
Yep. And Dragondarch is on to the white robots on the second floor. It's having fun dodging this.
This helicopter. What are you doing?
Yeah, that helicopter is being very annoying. He still doesn't have much in the... he did get some healing, I think.
He's
he has
refresh
to...
spell.
That's true.
Yeah, he doesn't need healing.
Yeah, he doesn't have any opals left. So it's not completely free, but this is Dragondarch we're talking about here.
He's not gonna die.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes only a single level 3 shot to blast an entire group of robots. He's fine.
He's absolutely fine. Yeah. Sorting down these copper bots.
What are they, the Duracell bots now?
No, because Duracell bots, I believe, would keep going.
No, those are the Energizers.
I don't know who paid. Nobody paid me to endorse batteries here.
Well, stop it.
Fine. I only use rechargeable crap anyways.
There you go.
Like, who uses batteries anymore?
Everybody? For everything?
Really?
Yeah.
I very seldomly use batteries anymore. But you know what Dragondarch uses? That would be the Crystalis sword to win this game as he approaches the final boss. Tyrannodyna. Or Dyna Prime.
Dragondarch. Finishing that one up.
Wasting no time getting in here. Dragondarch has won the race. Good game.
Good job, SpeedGaming, sending me the invite when I'm already in here.
Yeah. So, how do you like that Sword of Thunder?
Yeah. So I mean, I had the hint that Barrier was in there. And I'm like, okay, well, at least that's useful. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there's nothing else going to be in there. So I figured check Carissa Plant, and then I just go into Foglamp, I find Barrier. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, technically there shouldn't be anything farther in than this. Sword of Thunder in the next one. I'm like, Steve?
No, that's how it works.
Yeah.
It's supposed to work that way. So it checks the 2 back spots at the Foglamp and the Crease Plant, and then it goes front to back. So the first thing it found was the Barrier spell, and since it's on the same tier of Magic and Swords, Barrier
was farther towards the front than Sword of Thunder was.
It checks front to back.
No, it checks back to front.
No, it checks front to back after the first 2 checks. It checks
Why would it check
two
front to back? That makes no sense.
That's how it works. It's always worked that way.
Ridiculous, but whatever.
But that's how it works.
Yeah.
So the reason why the Barrier spell was hiding the Sword of Thunder is because it was the first thing it came across. And that's how it had ended
I thought it was back to front, but I mean, I was going to check that chest anyway, regardless.
Right.
Well, you did hesitate a bit, and we were kind of clinched a bit. It's like, is he going to check it?
No, I was marking my tracker. I was marking my tracker and looking at what I was going to do next. I'm like, the chest is right there. It just because it's a spell, there could still be like a key item sitting there. Like, I mean, speed boots could have still been there. Let me see. What else did I have? I mean, there could have been like the alarm flute, fog lamp, like anything there could have been a lot of things still in that chest. So I wasn't just gonna leave it. I just needed to mark my tracker and check some things.
Well,
I have a quick question about the active race for Tornel. Did he skip the Bow of Moon?
I don't think he did.
Okay.
He routes that spot first.
Okay.
So Tornel did get the speed boot.
Where were they?
Yeah.
They were at. Where were they at? Windmill Cave?
Oh yeah, I didn't even check that at all. I had all 3 keys. It's just, I mean, I had Stixie, so I was gonna go check that.
I don't think it was Windmill Cave because that's where he got Warrior Ring.
Well, no, that was the front of Windmill Cave. With
Yeah.
the Warrior Ring. I think it was inside of there. It might have.
You might be right. Tornel is fighting Mado 2 now. Has presumably found all 3 of these bows and found out the reason that he is so far behind.
Yeah, he never bothered to go to the fog lamp cave because he had the hint that barrier was there, and so he's like, well, there's nothing there.
I mean, I put it off for a little while, but then, I mean, my thought was just barrier's useful enough to at least kind of go dig out, and there might be something else useful. So I'll check Rage on my way by, which he wanted Thunder, by the way.
Oh my god! Tornel is killing Akahana as Akahana. And
What a bro.
yeah.
Yep, there you go. It's gonna
Mhm.
kick you in your own form.
Yeah.
I didn't jump on him, but I did stab him a couple times.
Thanks.
So the other fun thing about this particular seed was that all 3 bows were right next to each other.
Yeah.
I know, right?
And just right there
within
in
5
Goa.
chests. You had both 2 of them in Sabera's area. Then there was 2 chests in between if you count the middle waterway one in Sabera's chest, and then the bottom right chest in Mado's area. So it was all 3 bows in 5 chests.
Yeah. As soon as I got that, as soon as I had that bow, I'm like, I don't care if I find a Blizzard bracelet now. I'm just going to kill Mado.
Yep.
I mean, hell,
Tornel
heck,
did find that Blizzard bracelet.
Oh, where was that? Because that was lovely having Sabera weak to that.
He got it on.
I'd forgotten.
Where was that at?
Oh goodness.
I'm trying to remember where he got that. That was at a turn-in of some kind. Was it maybe Akahana?
It wasn't Akahana because I
No,
did
you did
that
Akahana.
one.
It might have been
Aurelius?
Amazon's Aurelius. Yeah.
Could have been
Might have been
Aurelius. I
Aurelius.
didn't check
Could
her.
have been Aurelius. But yeah, no, this seed came down to finding Thundersword. And
Oh, I
that
know.
was pretty much it.
I knew that was what it
Yeah.
was coming down to, and I just didn't know if he had decided to check Fog Lamp early or late. Because, I mean, as soon as I had Thunder, it's like, well, I'm basically in Go mode except for bows.
Yeah.
I'll check Goa first for all that.
Yeah.
There weren't too
And
many
Tornel
other
found all
places.
these other toys because he was looking for Thundersword. So.
Yeah, he found basically everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, heck, I got the 2 bows in Sabera's area, and then I'm like, well, Crypt's in play. I guess I'm going to do that when I finish Goa. Bow of Truth. No, nope, never mind.
He's validating his run by checking the crypt chests.
Indeed.
Good.
I do have to admit as well, I'm a little sad that after all that effort, we still you didn't go back and find out what Rage was going to give you for finally delivering the right sword after 3 swings and misses.
Yeah, well, when you strike out, you're going back to home base. So that was, I mean, you're going back to the dugout. So that one was over. They weren't making that check again.
I mean, I already glitched behind him anyway, so I didn't.
It's true.
I mean, it was just the one check. I already had Athena and the Dolphin done.
So Tornel tried to glitch behind Rage the first time, and the bird came up and shot him instead of bodying him, and it pushed him to the side instead of up inside.
Yeah, it was great.
That was one of those rare winner moments that just doesn't happen very often. Also, Tornel apparently saved his splits on his timer, so his timer started in like an hour and 18 minutes or something when this race started.
Oh, Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
so you managed to win this race from the get-go of Tornel.
Yeah, you were a good hour ahead.
Mm-hmm. And one cycle for Tornel as well.
Tornel did have his Thunder bracelet. I wasn't sure. But yeah, I mean, this was a relatively linear seed. Like, if you went off the beaten path from where it was directing you, you didn't really find much.
No, you didn't.
And so, when it came time to, figure out what it was that, all these other little peripheral checks that Tornel kept making, they weren't getting him anything. He just kept coming up dry.
I mean,
at least nothing progression.
To be fair, once you had the 3 swords and like finished Evil Spirit Island and stuff, you had so much open to check. It was almost too much to work with, and it's like, well, where do I go first?
Yeah. But between that and your execution, like, honestly, like, you were just a bit ahead of him checking things, but also had completed Evil Spirit Island. So,
he didn't do Evil Spirit Island until 50 minutes in.
Wow.
It was like one of his last places.
That's one of the first places I go when I have access to it.
And you did. But yeah, your execution fully showed through in this race as well.
Yeah, he also took a couple deaths to flail guys on Mount Saber, and so that put him behind a little bit.
Oh yeah, that stupid second chest that was just guarded by like everything. I spent like a minute trying to get through there. I'm like, this chest isn't worth dying for. I'm out of here.
Yeah, he did die to that one. And then, then there was, of course, he also killed the flail guy. He tinked it all the way down, the one in the hallway by Tornel on Saber South. That jerk that was in the way.
I don't know how the heck I got by him. It was just luck.
The whiff from Tornel there. Fired off the Fire 3, missed everything. But no problems cleaning it up, and he's off the Dyna. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. That was the second floor. He's on.
That was just second floor, yeah. A little bit more to go, but he's got barrier.
I wondered why he was switching to Thunder.
I think he still has at least one opal.
I don't think he's concerned.
He's not at all concerned right now. Plenty of magic rings. He's just going to fry down these copper bots.
Jeff Peters!
Jeff Peters!
Okada! Dun, 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 dun.
So I actually think that the restream is a little bit behind still.
What?
Let's see here, because Tornel just got into the Dynafight for me, and he just got done.
Well, that makes sense because
no, but
the same thing happened with you, Dragondarch.
Yeah, it was like 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Tornel, we are live watching you finish this race. But you seem to have already finished at this point, so GG.
GG's.
Yeah, that was a bit of a different run from the last one.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize that swords were equivalent to magic on the hint. The hint told me barrier, so I was never planning on going back.
Yep, they sure are equivalent. That's on the same tier. It's bows, then sword and magic together, and then unique.
I was thinking bows and swords.
Yep, and also it's checks Carissa Meadow, Fog Lamp spot, and then goes front to back. So that's why barrier was still hiding the Sword of Thunder, regardless.
Right.
But yeah, that was a I kind of figured that was what happened because you had the hint that barrier was there, and so you're like, well, who cares? There's nothing else. No, it most definitely was hiding behind it.
Yeah, so I checked like everything else.
Yeah.
Everything went back there, so it wasted forever. Who knows how much time?
Probably 15 minutes.
So can you kind of help us scratch a curiosity itch, Tornel, and let us know what your splits ended at for this race?
Yeah, I realized halfway through, when my timer was at like 1:30 something, I was like, well, my time's not going to be right.
It started at like 1:07 or 1:08, something like that.
Yeah, that's what last race was. I never reset it, so yeah.
Yeah, so mine made the message in the Discord going, oh no, Tornel forgot to reset his timer. Just going to hide it. Get it out of here.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Oh,
So yeah, we gave Dragondarch the victory right away at the beginning because he was already, an hour, basically going to be an hour ahead. You didn't have a chance at that point. That was quite a hurdle to jump over.
And to be fair, he played like it. Like he played like a man possessed, like a man whose life in this tournament was on the line, and the execution combined with just finding that Sword of Thunder early. Yeah, that was quite the race, quite the challenge against him today.
I wouldn't call finding the Sword of Thunder at almost 45 minutes early.
It was not
Comparatively early.
but it was comparatively early, right? I mean, honestly, it was like 15 minutes before Tornel found it.
Which led to, 15 minutes difference in the final times?
About 11 minutes, but yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you what time I found it at.
Yeah, no, we couldn't either. We didn't have a timer.
Time's relative.
Time was a suggestion in this seed.
He found it late. That's the time.
Yeah, he found it and went, "Are you kidding me?" That's one where we wish your mic would have been on. We could have heard that.
I was just like totally confused for a second there. I was like, what? I was thinking maybe paralysis had it or something. That's one spell I didn't have. So I was looking for that. It's actually the reason I went in there.
Oh, really?
I mean, I had nowhere else to go. It was the other reason, but...
Yep. Yeah, you guys kept on trying to diverge paths, but it was a fairly linear seed. It kept on getting you reconverged basically all along the ways, and gave you a lot of access eventually to find that Sword of Thunder, and that was basically the seed.
Yeah. And all three of the bows were like in a row, basically. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 chests total, 3 bows.
All behind that Sword of Thunder.
Yeah, it was pretty fantastic. All right, so you guys have another match to schedule, just like Axe and I do. And so, our viewers are able to look forward to, round 3 of this. We've had it go both ways. We'll have to see how the third race goes, see who moves on to face off with the winner of Cross and Cave.
Which they still have to finish their match as well.
Right.
They do. Still lots of randomizer for the Crystalis tournament. Our first ever one coming at you. This is exciting. I am so happy to see this, and I can't wait to see how this ends up.
That makes all of us. We're all hoping we come out on top. Except you. You no.
Well, I knew I was doomed from the beginning, so I didn't even enter.
Tornel made sure he kicked you twice today.
He kicked himself.
That's true. He did kick himself twice.
I don't think I had seen Akahana kick himself, though, so that was also a nice treat. At least I didn't feel like it was just me.
Yeah, that was a
Checking the
winner,
pockets.
too. Well, guys, anything else before we close this one down?
Nah, I'm drawing a blank.
Orphan! Well, GG, everybody. Thanks, Speed Gaming, as always, for hosting our tournament. Thank you, viewers, for being here. We hope you enjoyed the run. And for DH Stom, I am Matrick, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.